Rewind, the show where a couple of friends watch movies of old and aim to figure out if the reviewers were spot on or a little off. I am Mike.
And I am Tristan.
And this week, we're talking about The Prestige.
Le Prestige.
Le Prestige. Le Prestige.
Le Prestige.
Hi, Tristan.
Mike.
What's your price spot?
Bright spot. So I'm part, there's a local cider, they make ciders, hard ciders. And I am part of their monthly club. But they do like a quarterly gathering, get together, get your drinks. And that was this week. That was pretty fun. It was,
That's great.
Went with some family and got our ciders. I drank a really gross one that I will never drink again.
Nice.
It was fun, but it was pretty good.
Neat.
How about you, Mike?
It's the little things, you know. I had a strawberry sundae, and it was just delicious. You know, no, we don't have to have the world. We just have to have a little delight. You know.
Sometimes you just need a little bowl of ice cream.
Sometimes you just need a little bowl of. Directed. Oh, wait. The Prestige is directed by Christopher Nolan. Screenplay by Jonathan Nolan and Christopher Nolan, based on The Prestige by Christopher Priest. Produced by Emma Thomas, Aaron Ryder, Christopher Nolan. Starring Hugh Jackman, Christian Bale, Michael Caine. Michael Caine, Scarlett Johansson, Rebecca Hall, Andy Serkis, and David Bowie. Cinematography by Wally Pfister. Edited by Lee Smith. Music by David Julian. Production companies, Newmarket Films, Syncopy. Distributed by Vista Pictures. And that was in the US and Canada, and Warner Brothers distributed internationally. Release date, October 17th, 2006 at the El Capitan Theater. And in the US, it came out October 20th, 2006. And in the UK, it came out November 10th, 2006. Took that long to go overseas, you know. It was a long boat ride.
Yeah, they did. They shipped it by boat.
Budget $40 million. Gross in the US $53 million. Gross worldwide $109 million. Not bad, but man, how did he get Batman? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this is pretty typical for his movies from what we've seen recently.
Mm-hmm. This came out after Batman, though.
Oh. How did he get Batman? Anyway. It's weird that Batman wasn't enough to get him more. As far as, like, box office.
Yeah. It's, interesting. It's interesting. Like this one kind of underperformed versus.
Yeah.
Strange.
Yeah. Considering the timeline, especially. All right.
Does it also have to do with like the content? Are people not into magician movies?
I mean, it had Wolverine and Batman.
It did have Wolverine and Batman and Alfred.
Yeah, like that. That's a lot of star power. to just make that much. Anyway. The Prestige. Once upon a time, in the land of Noland, London, Batman and Wolverine worked for Alfie to be the Ricky Jay's assistants. Wolverine's wife, Violet from Coyote Ugly, is the female assistant. Yeah, you weren't expecting a Coyote Ugly pull from a Chris Nolan film, but here we fucking are. Violet from Coyote Ugly was a goddess to a young 13-year-old Mike. Back to the story. Violet and Wolverine aren't actually married. Batman is sick of Ricky Jay's boring-ass show and thinks a different knot for Violet's water act would really excite the show. Alfie says, "No, you can't do that kind of thing." I can't do Cockney without sounding like Dick Van Dyke. "You can't do that kind of knot. She could die."
You went Australian there.
I know. And Wolverine is like, "Dude, don't do that." Anyway, the next show, Batman and Violet make eye contact and choose to do the dangerous knot. And as everyone saw coming, Violet dies. All because Batman thought his knot was too fucking cool. Wolverine goes into a deep depression, and Batman tries to go out on his own, but he can't get started right away, so he has to assist some schmuck. Batman meets Maya Hansen from Iron Man 3, and they fall in love. He is working to start his career, and the relationship is rocky. She can tell that sometimes he seems honest when he says, "I love you," and sometimes it seems as though he doesn't mean it. She gets pregnant. At the start of Batman's own show, he brings up a guest from the audience to do the incredible bullet catch trick, and it ends up being Wolverine, and Wolverine ends up shooting Batman's fingers off. Now Wolverine is back with Alfie, and they hire Black Widow to be Wolverine's assistant. They create a new trick, and on Wolverine's first show, Batman shows up and ruins the trick and breaks the hand of some lady. Wolverine's show is ruined. Batman develops the Vanishing Man trick, and Wolverine doesn't understand it, even though Alfie seems to get it. And so does Black Widow. Fucking idiot. And in the chaos, Black Widow falls in love with Wolverine. Alfie finds a double for Wolverine so they can create their own Vanishing Man trick. It works for a while, but Wolverine 2 is a bit of a drunkard, and Batman figures it out and creates a ploy to screw up the show to advertise his own. Desperate, Wolverine sends Black Widow to work for Batman, and Black Widow realizes that Wolverine doesn't love her back. She goes and tells Batman the truth, so Batman plants a diary with Black Widow to give to Wolverine. Wolverine gets a clue from Batman, simply Tesla. So Wolverine journeys to America to meet Tesla. It takes him months. Meanwhile, Batman and Maya have a kid, but he also appears to be having an affair with Black Widow. And it all comes to a head when Maya discovers Batman's secret. And that secret is so heavy that Maya kills herself. Batman stumbles along until he gets to the point that he drives Black Widow away. Tesla invents a machine that revolutionizes Wolverine's show, The Vanishing Man, but not like it's ever been seen before. Wolverine convinces Alfie to help him, and they do a bunch of shows. Batman sees the shows, and he is blown away. He eventually lets his curiosity get the better of him, and he sneaks backstage only to witness Wolverine drown at the same way Violet did, all appearing as though Batman caused the accident. Batman goes to prison for Wolverine's death. Before being hanged, a rich man is trying to buy all of Wolverine's stuff and Batman's tricks. Batman gives Batman Wolverine's journal. The judges also are taking Batman's daughter away from Batman's friend. Batman's friend has been around the whole movie, but he never says anything. So we're supposed to feel like he doesn't matter. And the judges are going to send his daughter to the rich guy. The rich guy ended up being Wolverine. And Batman found out from the diary, and then Wolverine went to meet Batman before he gets hanged, and it's a whole mess. And then Alfie finally meets the rich guy, seeing that it's Wolverine, and he's pissed. So Alfie leads someone to Wolverine, and that person shoots him. Oh, shit. It's Batman. But wasn't he hanged? Nope. Well, yep, but he has a twin, and that was the whole gimmick. There were two Batmans who slept with both women, and both of them led the married life, and both of them slept with both women, and that's how they performed the Vanishing Man trick, and they both fucking slept with both women. Anyway, it turns out that Wolverine actually was cloning himself and killing one of them each time. But I guess this time he really did die, and Alfie reunites Batman with his daughter, and everyone lives happily ever after, even though no one really won. Both men were the same fucking person. Both men were pieces of shit. I guess all three men were pieces of shit. And the only person that maybe was good was Maya, but she ended up fucking killing herself because she realized that she was married to two different fucking men. God, I fucking hate this movie. Recap! So Tristan, had you seen this movie before?
Hi. I had seen parts of this movie. I had never seen it fully beginning to end.
Oh,
but
okay.
I'd seen like bits and pieces and like random things. So like I kind of knew what was going on. I just never knew how we got from A to Z.
Right. Which the movie itself, unless you're paying close attention, can get you that confused anyway.
Right.
Because it's a it's a scattered timeline.
Mm-hmm. Chrissy Nolan loves his scattered timelines.
Yes, he does. The bastard. Yeah.
Okay, you said that she found out the truth.
Yes. That's why she killed herself. Yeah, that's why she killed herself. No, she did.
No, because he said, I don't love you this time. Not today.
No, I know. That was the evidence she needed. She didn't kill herself because he didn't love her. She killed herself because she figured out that it was two men.
I did not interpret that as her finding out the reality.
Oh, I 100% did. Because
the way that I saw that was that she was just like had enough.
No, the entire setup prior to that was I know what you are. Not who you are, what you are.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a monster. He's not a piece of shit. He's a twin. I know what you are. She figured it out and killed herself. Which, imagine you had spent 6 years? I don't know how old that little girl was. Maybe 4 or 5?
Like 5, yeah.
5. So she's 5 years old. They were probably together a year or two before that. So at most 7 years. You spend 7 years with a man that you truly love. And then you realize there were points in that relationship. You don't know at what point it was a different person.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of your anguish that you felt for this man, where you're like, sometimes I trust that this man loves me and sometimes I know he doesn't, completely makes sense. But there's no vindication for her. There's no way to, like, I think the vindication is outweighed by the sheer trauma of she was always sleeping with someone she didn't know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She was always married to someone she didn't know. And she, until that point, maybe, and even so, maybe she didn't know which one it was at that point. She could never truly know.
Mm-hmm.
Never could.
Mm-hmm.
But she did know. I think,
Mm-hmm.
I personally think she did 100% know. Because the, like, idea of, because she didn't, it was, I don't think the idea of, Scarlett Johansson's character, I don't actually think the idea of him cheat would be enough to constitute the kind of action she took. I think her killing herself was from the trauma of realizing that she had been with two men and she could never know who.
Yeah, I'll have to rewatch that scene because, yeah, she was saying, like, I know what you are, but I don't know. I didn't.
And I think I got that more from the context of what was building up to that point. So the dinner, I think she figured it out at the dinner where he was all angry and weird and all that stuff. I think she figured it out then. Because I think she was legitimately in a situation where she was like, I don't know who this man is.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I think, stuck with her.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the second time I've watched this movie.
Second time. Okay.
And knowing the ending, it made me hate the movie more. Because there were little points where I was starting to see things and I was just like, oh, these fucking sons of bitches, man. These motherfuckers.
Yeah, I knew enough to kind of see what was going on. And I knew, and what I didn't know, there were some things that I was able to, like, oh, that's what's happening here. Because I knew what was at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So there were some of those things that I was able to piece together. I was going to say, from a story perspective, obviously there's always plot holes and threads to pull. Compared to other Christopher Nolan movies, I feel like this one makes the most sense if you look at it in a chronological order.
Yeah, I don't. As far as story making sense, I don't actually think it's awful.
Like, the confusing part of it is, like, the order that it's told in.
Yeah. But even then it starts to have clarity.
Mm-hmm.
Because the reality is you're reading, the story is being told from Alfred's perspective in prison.
Right.
Whichever Alfred it is.
Alfred reading the journal.
Yes.
And then from the journal, we have Robert reading the journal.
Right. So he's building all of that up, and then the timeline meets at the point where, what's their actual characters' names? Where Robert is taking custody of the child.
Mm-hmm.
That's the center time point where all story timelines meet.
Everything comes together.
And then that is present time on. There's flashbacks, but they're telling it from that time.
Right.
And so what was I don't have it listed here. What is Alfred's makeup name?
Oh, Fallon.
Fallon. Okay. So
they don't have it listed in the credits, which is interesting.
Alfred, we're gonna do this. Alfred is the one who wants to be the magician. Fallon is the one who is going along.
Mm-hmm.
Alfred is the one who killed Julia, Robert's wife.
Okay.
Fallon is the one who fell in love with Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
Alfred is the one who fell in love with Olivia.
Mm-hmm.
Alfred is the one who gets caught for Robert's murder. So ultimately, Robert does get his revenge.
Mm-hmm.
Fallon gets his happy ending. But again, he's just as much of a piece of shit as his brother.
Yeah, this entire movie is a tragedy, like altogether, because nobody really comes out on top.
Yeah,
and it
sucks.
Good guy.
Robert starts out the most decent.
Mm-hmm.
He was just doing tricks, and he was doing shows with his wife. And they were working together, and they were going to go off and do their own show. And then Alfred got an itch up his butt for a fucking knot. I don't, outside of hubris, I don't understand why we gave a fuck about the knot.
Mm-hmm.
It was so much emphasis on the knot. No one sees the knot. The audience doesn't see the knot.
Mm-hmm.
So why are you changing the knot?
Yeah, the argument that he makes is that it could come loose when she's being hooked and then moved into the thing.
Right.
That's really the only argument that's being made, is like,
it's like, cool. How many times has that happened?
Right.
You've created a problem that, as far as we can tell, does not exist.
Mm-hmm.
We're just getting into this shit.
That keeps slipping out every time. We're lucky that we take the show. Like, fine.
You need to create some kind of story connection with that. There's no fucking connection. None.
Mm-hmm. Other than he was stubborn.
Yeah, which that is why I am deeming Alfred as that character, because he was the one who wanted to put on the show. He was the one who truly wanted to be a magician.
Mm-hmm.
And him being right would be his way of getting one on the veterans to be like, see, I am good to do this. I am worth it.
Mm-hmm.
But that should have been evidence immediately of, hey, maybe the fuck you aren't.
Right. Interesting.
And then Fallon is the one who falls in love with Sarah.
Right.
And when the nephew figures out the trick, Fallon gives the secret up.
Mm-hmm.
Because his heart is not in it.
Mm-hmm.
Because he tries to calm the boy by trying to convince him otherwise. And then when the boy says, no, he killed that bird. And he was like, he's really observant. Like, he gives away, whether Sarah knew or not, he gave away the secret.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, that to me tells, it's like there's so much emphasis on this, like, secret of their twinness, because they have to keep the magic alive. They have to do that perfectly. And I feel like Alfred, or that side of, Alfred, I'm not gonna try to qualify it. Alfred, I think Alfred truly believes in the craft and in the idea of, you cannot give up the gimmick or else you've ruined everything.
Right.
The story doesn't work though.
Why? Okay, hold on. Before you get there,
Okay.
I'm gonna jump to the end because we've been talking so much about the knot. The end where we began. After his wife dies, Robert, every time he sees Alfred, is like, "What knot did you tie?" And Alfred's response is always, "I don't know," which we later find out is because he's probably talking to, in this case, Fallon.
Yeah.
And Fallon doesn't know which one he tied.
Right.
But he cares enough to, like, show up. Every time he sees him, he says, "I don't know." And he gets, like, furious. Robert gets furious about that. He's like, how does he not know? They have their final conversation, which the final conversation, as Robert is dying, they talk about, like, you don't even know why we do this, do you? And that makes sense. You're like, what you're saying is, like, Fallon doesn't actually want to do it.
Yeah.
Is, if he's not the one that wants to do it, then he doesn't know what the point of all of this is for. However, we never get any sort of closure. And what I think would have been beautiful is if, for the final time, because Robert, like, at some point he's like, I don't care about my wife, I care about the trick. Right. But as he's dying, I think we see a moment after he says that he doesn't care about his wife anymore, where he realizes what he said. And there's a part of him that still wants the closure of what happened. And I'm surprised they didn't have this scene where they're having this conversation, and, like, as he's dying, he says, "What knot did you tie?" And if Fallon Alfred said, "It wasn't me, it was my brother, I don't know," like, he still would not have gotten his closure. But we, as a story, like, as an audience, we could have gotten closure. But I think that would have been a really great, like, it leaves Robert still in that, like, I don't know, but they put such importance on it in the beginning, and then it's not part of their final conversation. Like, right. And I feel like that should have been part of their final conversation.
I don't know if Robert cared.
You don't know if he cared by the end?
By the end. Because that was 100% a clone. And I don't know how that idea transfers. Like, I don't know if that emotion keeps going.
Is it a 100%?
Is it a 100%? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. He seemed to have memories.
Yeah.
And everything. But yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think like
that maybe story-wise it would have been,
from a story perspective, that would have been more satisfying. Like from the audience perspective, to have the dissatisfaction of still being unsatisfied, right? The dissatisfaction of having some, I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say. Satisfaction of being dissatisfied. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so the story doesn't make sense.
I do think the story answers it, though.
The story does.
Yeah.
But
that's like, that idea of like Robert coming back to that.
Because of how they set it up, it didn't feel like it got its full resolve.
But it bears
because the
question
are about what knot did he tie.
It also bears the question if Lord fucking you or whatever his name is, if that was the only Robert. Because what if he knew something was going to happen? The idea that Robert didn't figure out that Alfred was a twin feels crazier than anything else.
Yes, that is probably the thing that's like, he was told from the beginning it's the double. And for him to not just like...
And for him to look at Fallon and be like, yeah, that guy's totally normal. No. It was the 18 whatevers or whenever. Yeah, 18 something. No. No. You're trying to tell me that prosthetic was that good that everyone's like, look at this totally normal looking man. It was like, well, they made him fat. And he had to like not talk the whole time.
He did say a few things here and there, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So alrighty, we can kind of go through the story in more detail in a little bit. This was the first full time you saw it. Movie experience wise, it was fine. There was a through line. The acting was pretty decent. Gotta say, I don't think I like how Christopher Nolan like films, like how his movies look. I think I'm over them.
Like everything together, or are there certain things that you don't like about it?
There is an abundance of clarity, but that clarity to give realism, but that chase for realism kind of creates a very like boring visual experience.
Yeah.
Like color wise, like everything is just very like,
it's always a very muted palette. It's not very strongly saturated.
It's like, well, that's what it is.
Yeah. This movie was really slow. Like, I know all of his movies are long, but I paused about halfway through and was like, there's still a whole other hour of this movie.
You know what? I think I did the same thing.
Like, it was pretty crazy.
I think I started it and then I had to go do something and I paused it. I'm like, there's still an hour and 20 minutes. What the fuck am I going to do? Like, what is there? What?
Mm-hmm.
How is there still that
long? Like I was there for so long.
Yeah. I paused it and I was like, there's still a full movie left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I already got to the fingers getting shot off.
Yeah. It's just, it's a slow one because there's just a lot of like back and forth of the same kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the reveals are super slow. Yeah, it takes its sweet time to get somewhere. Like I think the thing is because he chose how to tell the story in the kind of jumping around to different points in time,
mm-hmm.
it leaves us needing to spend 45 minutes of the movie just kind of getting caught up to like, how is the storytelling taking place, understanding like, okay, when this is happening, we're at this point of the story. When this is happening, we're at this point. And then when we finally understand that, we finally like kind of settle in.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second half of the movie is when stuff actually is happening.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah. It's slow. I just had a moment of like, oh fuck, we're old. Because this movie came out when I graduated high school. I graduated high school. Jess, the little girl in it, she's 25 years. No, she's 27 years old now.
Mm-hmm.
And because I was looking at her photo, I'm like, that's an adult. Who does she play? That adult doesn't look familiar. And I'm like, oh, she's the little girl. Why does she look like an adult? Like, why does she look like she's in her mid-20s? Ah, fuck, she's in her mid-20s. That's weird. There's going to be a lot of movies that we watch from like 2009, 2010 where they're little kids in there and it's like, they're adults now. Shh. Weird.
That's this one. Samantha? Is that, yeah. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Weird.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, I made myself sad.
Let's see. Oh, we did have a different who the music was by.
Yes, but
composer.
Now I want to hold on. All right, let's see.
David.
Hans Zimmer was the executive movie producer.
There we go.
I was like, I bet you he's in here somewhere.
Of course he is.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this guy, David, was the composer for Memento, Insomnia.
Okay. Well, we've not seen Insomnia. Oh, no, that's the Robin Williams, Al Pacino one, right?
Yep.
Okay. Alrighty. If this plays through, I think it's going to play through your channel like a asshole. This fucking thing. I had it set and now it's not set and I don't know what to do. But I'm pretty sure we're going to hear it. Let me know if you can't hear it. So I'm going to play. Well, it's coming out of your channel, so it's just going to...
Yeah,
wait.
I heard it for a second and it just sounded like...
Oh, and then it did the thing. All right.
Did the thing.
It did the thing. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to apologize. Technology and me do not have a kind relationship. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can run it through the other one. Oh. No, it's still running through it. I love technology. It makes me feel so good. There we go. Can you hear it? Okay, I'm going to start it again. This is Cutter Returns. Remember, this is 2006. This is not Hans Zimmer. That's fucking Man of Steel.
Man of Steel for sure.
That's so irritating. I was watching the movie and I was like, oh, you know, whatever. Like, this whole soundtrack is just like long tone violins. And then I heard that little scale step over drones, and I was like, are they going to resolve it? Oh, they resolved it. It's Man of Steel.
Uh-huh.
Which makes me think Hans Zimmer is a much better musician than I am. So, it is pretentious of me to even say this thing. Makes me think all his justification for Man of Steel was all bullshit.
I'm checking to see.
Because he heard this. He executive produced it. He had to like stamp it.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So he heard it. Man of Steel was 7 years later. It was 2013, wasn't it?
Yes.
So like, it's a while later.
Mm-hmm.
But we have Man of Steel here.
That's it.
In the Prestige.
And the thing is, it's like, obviously there's only so many notes we can. I was trying to see if there was if he was like connected to each other somehow, like the guy from Pirates of the Caribbean, how he was like,
oh yeah,
but they're not. There's only so many notes in so many orders that you can play them.
Okay,
but it feels exactly the same.
It's almost the same, like counts. I'm just gonna play through a few songs. So here's just a few songs, just so you all can get an idea of what we're dealing with here. Okay, that's one song. That's a different song.
Uh-huh.
Oh, fuck. I thought I had a moment where I was playing the same song. No, that's a different song. It's a different song.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different song. Oh, there's the Man of Steel thing again.
Man of Steel for sure.
Ooh. Okay, I just played 6 songs, and just clicking a random spot, they're virtually the same. So this soundtrack don't do a whole lot other than invent the Man of Steel soundtrack.
Yeah. Those are, that's the entire movie is that.
Yeah. Variations.
But again, Christopher Nolan loves his ambient soundtracks.
Yeah.
Or scores.
Yeah. Yeah, he does. He does. Shit, what's the comedy that he says he loves?
Which one of us is going to find it first?
He says 2001: A Space Odyssey is his favorite movie. Let's see.
Talladega Nights: The Ballad of Porcupine.
Is that what it is?
Has revealed that one of his favorites is Talladega Nights.
I bring that up because, like, a lot of his movies, key influential favorites: 2001: A Space Odyssey, can see it. Blade Runner, see it. Lawrence of Arabia, got it. The Battle of Algiers, I don't know what that is, but maybe, yeah, sure. Chinatown, yeah, I think that works. Alien, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, 12 Angry Men, The Tree of Life. Oh, that's more recent. They say Star Wars here, but I don't know if I can get that as like locked in. Okay. From IndieWire. This is 44 films. Oh, there's a commercial. Skip ad. Can I skip ad? Yeah. All right. These are 44 films he wants you to see. I didn't like that. Is this really him? Is he really saying this?
What?
Wants you to see Nolan's approved favorites. Gladiator 2. That one took me off guard because I'm like, isn't that movie dog shit?
So new and it's so bad.
Yeah. La La Land. Godzilla -1. Oh. I've heard really good things about that.
Yeah, I've been meaning to watch it.
Me too. Oh, yeah. Talladega Nights. It's so funny. The Hitcher. The Comb. Oh, On Her Majesty's Secret Service. After Sun. Heat. Hey, we know that one. Baby Driver. Chariots of Fire. The reason I'm like kind of looking at this too is there's a little bit of me that thinks like some of the movies he really probably likes. Like if he was talking to me about it, I would be like, oh, God. I don't want to talk about that movie. But it's so funny because he kind of has like a pretty well-rounded, yeah. You know, sometimes you hear about directors and they talk about their like famous or their favorite films. Like they'll have actors and directors go to like the what's it called, the Centurion collection.
Is that Criteria?
Yeah. And they'll like pick out movies, and I remember like Bill Hader picking out a bunch, and I was like, I'd probably like to hear you talk about movies. I would never watch these fucking movies with you, even if it was with you. And there's a little bit of me that like pretentiously thinks like, oh, Christopher Nolan did you hear that? Did you hear that Star Trek door open?
Yeah.
Like pretentiously, I assume he has a lot of those, like, you really got to watch it for the art, kind of picks. But looking through his picks, I'm like, fuck, some of these movies are really good, and I can totally see why you like them. And that's just my opinion, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. What? Don't listen to me. Okay, I bring all that up. Shit. Oh, because you were talking about the music and how Christopher Nolan really likes like a certain thing, and I'm just like, man, I wouldn't want to listen to his playlist, like his selected playlist, and then looking at some of his movies, I'm like, you know what? I bet he likes really good music too, but for whatever reason, he believes his story should have this kind of music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, clearly there's something he's going for. There is an aesthetic that he is I cannot imagine that the Odyssey is going to sound like this.
It can't, right?
It can't. That would be...
It has to have something.
That would be the biggest fumble. To take an epic story, the most epic story, and give it droning string soundtrack. Like, you kind of have to go like Lawrence of Arabia kind of vibe to it.
Yeah, it's gotta be big.
I know it's in Greek. I know it's in Greece and all that stuff. But I mean, like, my point being is it needs that Eastern Europe, Western Asia, Mediterranean, Northern Africa. Like, it needs that kind of musical influence in it to really tell the story. And do they already know? Do we know who's doing? Is it Hans?
I can't tell if what I'm seeing is accurate.
Yeah. Upcoming The Odyssey. Completed. Well, that's wonderful.
Ludwig Gore.
Oh!
He's done some good stuff. So.
Oh, that might be really cool. Yeah.
He did do Tenet and Oppenheimer.
Oh, so. That's right. That's right. Yes.
But he's also the guy who did like
he did Mandalorian, Black Panther. He's Ryan Coogler's like go-to guy.
Yeah, so
okay, that's exciting.
Excited to see what happens from that.
I just got like all the sadness that I had for this movie is just like a little bit chipped away because I'm like, ooh, that should be fun. And this is the annoying part. Like, I'm really excited for the Odyssey. I think he might do like a really good job. I just fucking have a problem with Christopher Nolan films. I don't think it's the direction. I don't think their direction's the problem. Because
maybe the problem is that it's just like, because Christopher Nolan films have influenced a lot of other films in modern cinema.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if it's just kind of like feeling a little burned out on that.
I don't even know if it's, I think it's its place in the zeitgeist. Like, Christopher Nolan is you know, the Gen X Scorsese kind of thing. Like, that's what it feels like. He has that kind of reputation, and I struggle with that idea because I don't like a lot of his movies. And ultimately it's not the the direction or the visual experience, even though this time around I was like, man, I am tired of looking at how this looks. I think it's the story part. Like, his stories are kind of trash. Conceptually, really good. But what ends up being the result of everything that happened in the story, most of the time it's very underwhelming.
Yeah, there's a sense of, we've talked about this, we've seen a lot of Christopher Nolan recently.
Gosh, in the past year
we watched a lot.
I think we've watched most of them.
Yeah, like we haven't watched the more recent ones, but like we watched almost all of them.
I'm looking at them right now. We watched Memento, Batman Begins, The Prestige, The Dark Knight, Inception, The Dark Knight Rises. We've watched almost his entire...
Yeah, we haven't seen Insomnia or like Tenet.
And Interstellar and Oppenheimer.
Interstellar,
yeah.
Anyway,
that was a little beside the point. Sorry. You were talking about, what was I talking about? His story not really, the outcome not really being underwhelming.
We talked about this in the past when with his films, it feels like it's built around most likely Michael Caine saying something that sounds like really like, oh yeah, that's a really good line.
Yeah,
but then when you think about it, you're like, no, it's just Michael Caine said it really well.
Yeah. What was it? It's not the disappearing, it's the reappearing. I think that's the line that kind of carries this movie. You know, we've talked about J.J. Abrams' mystery box metaphor, analogy, whatever it is, and that it's a dog shit idea. I've noticed with Christopher Nolan, this feels like a present. There's mystery to a present, but hold on, let me try to build this up. There's mystery to a present. There's you're getting that same thing. There's anticipation. There's mystery. Blah 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 blah. You open the present. There's another box inside. You open that one. There's another box inside. You open that one, and inside that is like a Bic pen. That's what his movies feel like. There's so that, like, the process, the experience as you're going through, you're getting this excitement, and then you get a twist. You're like, oh fuck, there's another box in here. Oh my gosh, let's keep going, and then you keep going, and maybe there's 6 boxes in there, but then you get to the last one, and you're expecting at minimum a useful gift. And it's a fucking Bic pen. Like, you're like, cool. I bought 5 of these yesterday.
Yeah. But he plays it. He hands you the gift and he says, you're going to want to write about this.
Right. Yeah.
Like, he tells you what it is and you're still like, oh, what could it be? What could it be? And then you're like, oh, it's exactly what he told me it's going to be.
And I love that. That's even better. You're going to want to write about this. And it's like, you gave me a pen. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm going to,
because I'm going to have a pen.
Yeah.
Got it. Did you say that in a Michael Caine voice?
Michael Caine, you're going to want to write about this.
That's, or like it could be like every great, he says it, they're talking, he tells a story before the gifts we're at dinner, and there tells a story, and he starts the story, and it's a good fucking story, it's a really good story how he tells it, and he's like, and every good story starts with a pen, and you go like that, and you're like, the fuck is he foreshadowing? Why did he say that? And then you get the gift, and then you pull through, and then you get the pen. You get exactly what he told you.
Mm-hmm.
And this one fucking does exactly what it tells you, because it's not about the disappearing when Alfred died. It's about the reappearing when Fallon kills Robert.
Mm-hmm.
He shows up.
Mm-hmm.
It is exactly what he promised.
Mm-hmm. And when he does the trick and he kills the bird, and the kid's like, "You killed the brother," or like, "What about his brother?" Like, that was telling us what was going to happen.
Yeah. And it was ultimate, like, the bird died because of magic, and Alfred died. He was hanged because he was obsessed. He was obsessed with the trick. He had to know. And that's why he apologized to Fallon by saying, like, you were right. I couldn't let it go.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I know that the one that was hanged was the one that killed. God damn it. All I got in my head is Rachel. All I was thinking was Rachel. I'm like, there's no Rachel in this movie. That's from Batman. Julia.
Rachel.
Julia Gulia.
Rachel.
Rachel.
Save her. Not me.
I don't think we talked enough in the Batman episodes about how dumb he sounded sometimes. Rachel. Oh God. Oh, with my post-nasal drip and everything, that is not helpful. Okay. Yeah, so following through on that idea, there's something to the experience of Christopher Nolan films. The problem is the payoff for the MacGuffin is never really good. So we watched Memento. And the MacGuffin was his memory. His memory is kind of the MacGuffin through the whole thing. We're always chasing after the information, trying to decipher it through. But the payoff is just some asshole who can't remember stuff kills a bunch of people. Like, I know that is simplifying it, but in a lot of ways, that's just what the story is.
Mm-hmm.
It's just this one douchebag who's trying to get revenge for the death of his wife and ends up killing a bunch of people and just doesn't remember.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole story.
Mm-hmm.
The Prestige, we've got ultimately two rival magicians where one becomes obsessed with the other because the other one killed his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the spark for the whole story.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one just manipulates the fuck out of everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And is just a horrible person.
Horrible people.
Horrible people. And so, like, Robert, his story is tragic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, ultimately his story is the most tragic. Like,
Mm-hmm.
He died obsessing over the man who killed his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Because he felt the day that Alfred and Fallon killed Julia, Alfred and Fallon were trying to take his life. Not his, like, not kill him, but to take his life of, you know, his dream, they were trying to take it.
Mm-hmm.
And he got obsessed with essentially ensuring it doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
There's the tragedy there. And I guess you could say ultimately Robert won. Because he no longer was trying to achieve his goal. He was no longer trying to achieve his goal of being like the best magician, living the life. He wasn't aiming for that.
Mm-hmm.
He committed suicide every single night in hopes that Alfred would show up.
Mm-hmm.
Or that was just, no, he had to. It had to be the plan.
He knew that eventually he would show up.
Yeah. He had to.
Mm-hmm.
Because that otherwise nothing would make sense.
Mm-hmm. Well, he also wrote it in the book. He's like, yes, you, Bowden, or Borden.
Yeah, but that happened after the fact. He got the book in jail. So, like, technically it could have been like an opportunity of convenience.
Yeah, he wasn't killing. He wasn't committing suicide every night in the hopes that Alfred would be there, but he used that knowing that he would eventually show up.
Yeah.
And how to, yeah.
Yeah. So Robert no longer tried to fulfill, like, he was no longer trying to be the best magician. He was just trying to ruin Alfred.
Mm-hmm.
The Bordens. He was just trying to ruin their lives to make it not possible. And ultimately, in Alfred getting hanged, he did.
Mm-hmm.
So now Fallon will probably not do magic again.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably going to just do something else, but raise his daughter in the process.
Mm-hmm. Do you think Cutter knew the whole time that he was a twin?
I think he knew longer than the story makes it seem.
Mm.
Like, if you ask me to pinpoint where in the story Cutter knew, I could probably pinpoint at what point he knew, but not when he found out.
Right.
So the very beginning of the story that we're introduced to, where it's Borden, Robert, and Julia, and Ricky J, of course, Ricky J. One of the best sleight of hands in the world. I feel bad that they made him like the old lazy magician. And I'm like, he's legitimately one of the best sleight of hands. Like his card sleight of hand is outstanding.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the nerd in me. So at the point of the knot, I I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
Because at that point, I don't think Fallon and they had to have been switching. But I don't think it was obvious at that point.
Mm-hmm. I think the one that we saw in like that whole time would have been Alfred.
I think that all happened within days of each other.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed as though before they did the Vanishing Act, they would switch weekly. That's how I kind of observed it. I don't know if that's accurate.
Yeah. And he also said like he had the plan like from that moment, like from the very beginning. He's like, oh, I've got this thing. I just need to.
Yeah, he had the Vanishing Man trick. He just
for the transporting man. Yeah.
Transporting man, but he had to figure out the right venue to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like he didn't want to.
He couldn't just do that on a small stage where he was doing catching the bullet and stuff.
I don't even know if it's that. I don't think he could present it as a side. It had to be his show.
Yeah. It had to be his show. It was it required a lot more than just being a small time.
Right. And him being Ricky Jay's assistant with two other people was not the venue where that trick could shine, even though it would have been successful.
Mm-hmm.
But there would be too many eyes. So the secret probably would have gotten figured out. So I think he had to have his own operation where he could control where people were to allow for that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it was any other scenario, the secret would probably have gotten figured out.
Mm-hmm.
With that said, I don't think Cutter knew necessarily, except maybe. I know for sure that when he introduces the transporting man, he knows.
Mm-hmm.
Whether he knows for certain, he has a suspicion. Because his analysis of the trick is accurate.
Right. He has a double.
Yeah. And the double has to be in a way that allows for it to be a smooth transition. So it can't just be some Joe Schmo.
Mm-hmm.
It would probably have to be a relative.
Mm-hmm.
And I think within that time, I'd assume he figures it out.
What's really impressive is that they found an almost identical person to Robert. That's the impressive part.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Well, so we bring that up. All that. This is a good opportunity as any other. I don't know if this story can work. There's one big problem. They're like 30. When did they concoct this plan? And you're telling me no one knew Alfred before 30 whatever?
Before then, yeah.
Because there's no way they were doing this thing the whole time. They were not pretending to be another person in their teen years.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe his whole family died. Maybe he's an orphan. Maybe there's a lot of options that can kind of wiggle out of it.
It almost makes more sense if the American was the one who had the twin.
Right.
But being the guy, I mean, obviously not everybody knows everybody. If like maybe he's not from England or not from London and he's from somewhere else.
That's fine. But it's still, it's a hard pill to swallow when you think about it. The only option that works, I think, is if Alfred and Fallon are orphans, because they have no one who can take the child.
Right.
So there's that aspect. I think, and this is what makes me think that maybe Cutter knew earlier. What if Cutter is the like adopted parent?
Mm.
And he's the one who kind of springs the whole gimmick.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, it could make sense that he was somehow connected to that and knew from the beginning, but he didn't want to give up, because if they had talked about it before, he wouldn't want to give up what that trick was to somebody else. And so then when he's saying he has a double, it's because he knows exactly who the double is.
Right.
But isn't wanting to like fully give away his secret.
Right.
And he sends them to go look at this magician.
That's the thing that doesn't, that like
living his entire life.
That's the thing that I struggle with. Because Robert's the one that kind of has the conversation about it. Now I can't remember. Did Alfred talk about it?
Like when they're standing there?
He was talking with... Yeah, I can't remember exactly what he said, but was it a spark of an idea? Was that the inception of Fallon?
Mm-hmm.
Or had it been something that they were already doing?
Mm-hmm.
And if it wasn't something they were already doing, I can't imagine that they were being so secretive that no one ever saw them together.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting a little bit into like coming up with theories and stuff. But if they had already if they were already doing that, and Cutter's purpose of sending them there, because he said whichever one of you goes, figures out how he does his trick, come back, you can have your own thing, or you can do the whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And like, maybe that was, I mean, that I know the trick isn't that, but like it was connected. Like he walks with a limp, so that way he can walk with a limp to hide whatever. It could have been him trying to give Borden his opportunity, because he can tell that Borden's getting bored with being an assistant.
Well, and he does say several times he is a good magician.
Mm-hmm.
Like classic Michael Caine impression. He's a good magician. He's the real deal. Spot on.
Perfect. Yeah. So,
and I know coming up with theories, but that is a hang up for me on the plot.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is a plot hole without any other context.
Mm-hmm. Like, when
was the inception of Fallon?
Mm-hmm.
Because
it was before what we had seen.
Right. Maybe.
Because he comes back and he says, I don't know. he doesn't know what knot was tied. So that suggests that the two of them have been switching.
So Alfred kills Julia. And I say kills because his actions directly caused the death of Julia. So he is at fault. He is the guilty party. He killed Julia. Probably without permission or like talking it through with Alfred, Fallon then goes to the funeral because he feels genuinely bad because he is the empathetic one.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that kind of feels, and Alfred gets to lay low and process the fact that he just caused the death of his friend, a person he performed with. Mm-hmm. She trusted him, so there must have been some kind of friendship there.
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting dynamic now with the funeral, and adds to the I don't know. Which makes me wonder if Alfred told him. Or
like what he did.
Yeah, or if Alfred just didn't connect it. Don't worry, I didn't hear anything. And Alfred kind of is a piece of shit to Fallon because then that means because he's the one who says, I don't know, during the bullet catch and loses his fingers. So Fallon loses his fingers because of Alfred. And that whole, when it, it wasn't healing and it looked infected, it looked as bad as, that was Alfred in that moment. And that's when him and Sarah were butting heads and having problems because he didn't love her. Oh, interesting. Like his stories bring out interesting ideas. I want a relatable character, and there's not a goddamn relatable character in any of his fucking movies. They're all like out there crazy people. Alrighty. Let's just kind of loop it together, or else I'm just going to complain about it even more. So I think
the only visual thing that I'm going to say that was great was, again, we have a theme from last week to this week is doubles. The two, when they had two characters that were supposed to be the same, obviously you could tell when they switched in for a body double, but when you could see both of their faces, again, we had a lot of camera movement.
Yeah, it was really good.
And believable seeing two Hugh Jackmans or two Christian Bales.
Again, one of Christopher Nolan's strong suits is he's visually a great director, and the production team that he has they do really amazing things. And those double shots, those shots with the doubles is one of those examples because of course it had to be CGI. It had to be. But the practical inferences that are occurring is pretty stellar. The foundation that is practical was done in a way that the CGI aspect of it was probably more minimal than we expect from such an endeavor. Because it could have been just straight face replacement. I mean head replacement because they had to do the hair and stuff.
Yeah. It's probably a mix of all the above techniques of There's practical. There's the post replacement.
Yeah.
I'm sure they did all of it.
I want to see if I can find it.
The filming it twice and then splicing it together.
Yeah. That would have been interesting. That would have been really cool to see that kind of behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Cloning
everyone. Anyway.
Yeah.
We want to talk about actors.
Yeah, let's talk about actors because I got other shit to complain about. Hey,
Christian Bale.
Either this
as
is
Alfred.
Either this is genuinely funny to the audience, or I'm a pain in the ass. So either way, I'm having a good time. So Christian Bale. Christian Bale is a really good actor.
Mm-hmm.
He also kind of gets typecast.
Mm-hmm.
He's often kind of a stoic, and I think this is worse because this is, sandwiched between two Batman films.
Mm-hmm.
He's just British Bruce Wayne.
Yep.
He's antisocial. He's quick to anger. He's grumbly, but he does feel.
Mm-hmm.
He does. Rachel.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say this because I'm going to bring this up later. He talks out of the side of his mouth. Kind of like, talk like that. Rachel. No, my phrase that I say to get into the Batman is swear to me.
Swear to me.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I know I gave general any vibes, any feelings, any.
No, I think it's just, like, did a good job, but it's also like we've seen this before. And
yeah.
I would say the same for Michael Caine. Like, it's just
Alfred.
It's just Michael Caine.
It's just Michael Caine. So just to kind of put a ribbon on Christian Bale.
Weird.
I just said put a ribbon on him. I'm like, there's only one connotation for that, I feel. He's a good actor. He's just not really playing a very interesting character in context of the film surrounding it.
Mm-hmm.
Where, he played the part.
He's kind of like the score. It's just, there and the same thing.
What?
I said he's like the score of the movie.
Okay. Yes, the score. I thought you were referencing like a 1974 Robert Redford film.
The soundtrack.
Yes. I follow you. Into the depths, sir. Yes, he's he does the job, but he's just kind of there. Hugh Jackman. He had more ebb and flow than Christian Bale. He had the emotional break of losing his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And
What?
They had the opportunity to give Christian Bale that too, but he just
they kind
character
They kind of skipped over Sarah's death.
I think when Olivia and him are at the restaurant and they break up, essentially, I think that's Fallon. Where he's like, I don't want to talk about her. Like, I think he's feeling something, but with Olivia, it feels wrong. Even though Alfred did love Olivia and it was right, but you know, no matter what, they're both wrong because they made her believe he was one person.
Yeah,
I'm never gonna forgive that. Like that to me makes him the worst character. Hugh Jackman's character, Robert, cloned himself, committed suicide for God knows how many days. It was going to be 100 at least, or at most. I don't know what day Alfred decided to do the thing, but it was a while. So he's committing suicide 6 nights a week for however long, and cloning himself and double-crossing Alfred to take his child away and all this stuff, and somehow he's not the worst character.
Right. Yeah, because if at first you're just wow, Robert's like pretty horrible because he just gets like so stuck on this thing and he just keeps like coming back to it and not moving on, and he's just destroying his life and he's destroying this other guy's life and he's doing all these things. But also, like Alfred, the Borden bros suck.
Yeah. So the ending of the story, if Cutter had not led Fallon to the basement, to the rundown theater, if he had not led them there, the outcome would have been that Robert moved on. That would have been the ending. Robert moved on. He raised Jess. Or what's the girl's name? Isn't it Jess? Is that right?
Yeah.
Jess. So he would have raised Jess. They would have lived comfortably. She would have probably had a decent life. And Robert would have actually moved on. It would have been dickish. Ultimately, his plan is pretty morbid. But he finally had that moment to move on. Fallon is going to have to live the rest of his life like explaining why his daughter doesn't have a mother. Why, how are they going to make it? What are they going to do? There's no guarantee in it. Is Cutter going to supply everything? Is he going to, fund him for that time? Like, I don't know. And I could be thinking too much into it. It just seems like a worse outcome. And that feels awful.
Yeah. It's like the only thing that is good about it is that at least Jess ended up with the dad that actually cared most about her.
Yeah.
And we don't know which one was actually her dad. So that's fun.
And I think that's why Sarah killed herself. Because that realization of like, I don't know which one is the actual father.
Mm-hmm.
And I could never know.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. Fuck these guys. Ugh. All right. Scarlett Johansson, Olivia Wenscombe, she got way too much credit for her portion of the film. I don't really think she's in the film that much. She's in the goddamn poster.
Uh-huh.
You know who should have been in the poster? David Bowie. That's who should have been in the fucking poster. He should be the one in the smoke, having Tesla just be there.
David Bowie in the smoke. Yeah.
So the reason I made reference to Christian Bale talking out of the side of his mouth, Scarlett Johansson does the same goddamn thing. At least when she's acting, she's like talking out of her mouth, and every sentence, no matter what it is, always seems as though she's talking with her eyes. Do you get what I mean by that? Like, she's talking from the side of her mouth, which is real annoying. But her eyes are always like squinty and kind of like, hey, you know what I mean? Like she's doing a lot
with her eyes more than the rest of her face.
You know when Black Widow is interrogating someone and it's supposed to be like, oh, I'm just a little old lady, like I can't do anything, and she's trying to convince the man. That's how she talked like every single time in this film. Every time she had a line, that's what she was doing. And I genuinely could not figure out, is this your normal? Is this how you normal? Because I would.
And we didn't get enough of her in the last movie to really tell if that's what she does.
Well, that was her whole character in the last film. No, I know it's not, because when she does interviews, she doesn't do that. I want to know what the direction is that she's getting, that she then produces that character.
Maybe that's her acting face.
That's her acting.
It's her acting face.
It's her acting face. Yeah. Do I not like Scarlett Johansson? I feel like the bubble of films we've had with her in it is just a bad like group for her. It's not a good representation of her. But I'm even thinking like Black Widow. The Black Widow movie, the standalone Black Widow movie, I think she's great in that. Most of the Avengers and Captain America stuff, she's doing this character thing, and every time my brain is just screaming, stop it. Just be normal. Just be normal.
Kicked off to be the side character, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Michael Caine is Michael Caine.
Michael Caine is Michael Caine.
Piper Perabo, Julia McCall. She's in the movie so little.
She does a good job dying.
Yeah, I mean, the interaction between her and Robert when he's trying to figure out the trick, there's good chemistry there, and it feels good. There's just not enough of her. Rebecca Hall as Sarah. Rebecca Hall's an interesting actor. There's this interesting standoffish quality to how she performs, where it's really obvious and understood when she's keeping people at arm's length. And I don't know if that's just how she acts as well. Is it a Scarlett Johansson quirk? Is it a quirk of hers? or if that's just how they develop the character, but she does it very effectively.
Mm. Yeah, I think as performances go, she's probably like top performances in this movie.
When she's going through the emotional roller coaster of the uncertainty of Alfred, you really understand how distraught she is, as much as you understand when it's Fallon and they are truly in love. It feels it. You know what I mean? She has that range. She does a really good job. And there's only two more people to really talk about. David Bowie plays Nikola Tesla. I don't know shit about Nikola Tesla as far as like him as a character person. David Bowie does pretty good. He's really interesting. He's an interesting character. He literally probably did, but understands a bit of the role of somewhat of a recluse, but also understands what he is trying to achieve and what he can give to others. The idea that we're taking a real life scientist of Tesla and saying through his little electrical things, he was able to clone people. It's a little sus, a little bit
far-fetched.
The technology's not there, man. You can't, that we've got those collider things or whatever they are. I don't know what those coils, those electrical, the Tesla coils, they exist. We know what they do to just appear matter feels, and that matter has the exact memory, life, everything as a human and a cat. The hat, you know, maybe it works. I don't know. Maybe that's believable, but the fact that it's doing living organisms and they're fully functioning, because the Robert that went into the water every night and died, the first one had to be the original Robert. Because
we no longer have the original.
Right. The Prestige is the clone. I do think that the Robert that they show at the very end, I think that's the original Robert.
You think so? You think
so?
That he cloned himself and then it was just the clones doing the show?
Yeah. I think that was his plan. No. The one in the tank, the one that was drowned.
Oh, that's what the one that was drowned in the tank was the original.
So when Robert dies, Fallon leaves. They do the whole story, and then they go back to the basement while Cutter is doing his little quote. It's not to disappear, it's to reappear. That is Australian, isn't it? They pan over to a dead Robert in the tank.
Oh, okay.
I think that's the original Robert. Because he appears on screen for the last time. He's the trick as far as the story is telling.
Interesting. Yeah, could make sense.
Yeah, I think so. And then last but not least, Andy Serkis is Allie. Andy Serkis, love the guy. Weird looking dude. Every time he smiled, I was like, look at that golem ass smile. It's so
yeah,
like looped.
Yeah,
he just has a creepy smile. I don't know.
Yeah.
I say that in that he has a creepy smile when he's just supposed to be like a normal dude. But he smiles and then suddenly it's like, good God, what are you doing? It's I feel bad. I'm being an asshole. It's like Bill Skarsgård. From my understanding, Bill Hader was telling a story about it where they were filming It 2, and they're both named Bill, so I have to be specific. Hader asked Skarsgård, it was like, hey, you know the big weird Pennywise smile? Like, how do they do? Is it prosthetics or is it like CGI? And then apparently Skarsgård was like, oh, you mean this? And he just does it.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, oh, okay.
Creepy.
And then, that story was also, he did the eye thing. There's like a weird eye thing that Pennywise does. And he was like, is that CGI? And he's like, oh, no. And then he just does it. And apparently Bill Hader was like, oh, God. Oh. Which feels very on par for Bill Hader.
Uh-huh.
To just scream out. Okay. I didn't find any Andy Serkis smile things.
I went back and found some, and yeah, it's a
weird one. Okay.
It's a weird one.
I just wanted to check. Okay, here we go. Every great magic trick consists of 3 parts or acts. The first part is called the pledge. The magician shows you something ordinary, a deck of cards, a bird, or a man. He shows you the object. Perhaps he asks you to inspect it to see if it is indeed real, unaltered, normal. But of course, it probably isn't. The second act is called the turn. The magician takes the ordinary something and makes it into something extraordinary. Now you're looking for the secret, but you won't find it because, of course, you're not really looking. You don't really want to know. You want to be fooled. But you wouldn't clap yet because making something disappear isn't enough. You have to bring it back. That's why every trick has a third act. The hardest part, that part, we call the prestige. There you go. That's the line one of the brothers wrote, and they were like, let's make a movie out of it. Oh, and we got to make Michael Caine say it.
Michael Caine. Yeah.
Michael Caine. Alrighty. Yeah. I think that's it.
Curious how similar to the book this is. That's all.
Is it like a full-blown book? Did you look it up?
I think so. Let me go back.
Let's see. Le Prestige.
Is a Victorian era novel about.
Oh, it's 404 pages, so it's a book.
Between 2 stage magicians who are obsessed with outdoing each other. So, yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Wait, hold on. In the final section of the novel, Kate and Andrew's mystery is revealed. Andrew Wesley goes into the Angier family vault and finds all of Rupert Angier's near lifeless shells, prestige materials labeled with the date and place they were created. Andrew also finds a prestige of small boys labeled Nicholas Julius Borden, Jesus, with his place of creation. Andrew himself never had a twin. When Kate and Andrew were children, their families had been rift between, however. I just wanted to see what this story is way crazier than the movie.
Yeah, it's nuts.
But Nikola Tesla was the inventor. Written in 95.
Mm-hmm.
90s were a weird time, guys. 90s were a weird time. I tell you what. That was by Johnny Carson. I don't know if you could tell.
Yeah.
Metacritic gives it a 66. Anyway, Rotten Tomatoes 77, and here's where. So it seems as though the critics were kind of in the middle of it. There were some negative, some positive, kind of in the middle. Viewers did not feel the same. Rotten Tomato audience 92%. IMDb audience 8.5. Which for IMDb, that is very high.
Uh-huh.
So the audience really liked it.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
But Metacritic did not.
No.
All right. Charlotte, the Charlotte Observer gave it 100. To talk more about the movie's layers is to risk giving away too much. I'll say only that this film confirms Nolan's status as the director whose work I look forward to more than any other.
See, that's the kind of shit I'm talking about. That's the kind of Christopher Nolan high praise I just heard a lot about and I just was sick of. I'm being an asshole, I know. He's fine. The San Francisco Chronicle gave it a 25. Thus, we find ourselves watching an ice-cold movie about competition that contains not a shred of rooting interest. Is that how you spell rooting? Like to root? When you root for someone, is it ROOT?
I think this person is using a non-American version of rooting. Which is more of a curse than I'm curious.
No, because it's not a shred rooting.
Yeah, but they could be like.
Let's see. Let's see. Turnip ground. Nope. Take root.
I guess it could mean like it doesn't have interest that like actually
grounds
is established. There's a lot of ways that this person could have been using the word rooting.
Yeah.
I doubt he's using the New Zealand the word.
No, but wait, what?
Anyway, who cares?
Hold on. Rooted, yeah. Rooting could also be I'm rooting for the team.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
Okay.
I didn't. There's a lot of ways that this person could have meant rooting interest.
I'm sorry, my friend. I'm sorry. But no, contextually that makes sense.
It contains no shred of like or no shred of
a movie about competition has no rooting interest.
Competition.
Yes.
Like we're not rooting for anybody. Got it.
Yep.
Okay, sorry. I'm tired.
I will say, I don't agree with the grade. I agree with the sentiment.
Mm-hmm.
This whole movie is a competition. You shouldn't root for either one.
You're not rooting for anybody.
Yeah.
You're just watching the mess happen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, could be a good story. I think for a film to have two disdainable characters, I feel as though it needs to dive further into absurdity to make it, because when it's absurd, I'm thinking of like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good story. The character sucks, is a piece of shit. But the character is absurd to a point that you don't have to connect with him to see the premise. You're just kind of looking at this absurd character go through life. In this movie, you have two characters that are presenting themselves fully as normal characters. But both of them are not normal in the slightest. Or I guess all three of them.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe maybe there's a place that's specific where it says yes, that's a good story. I'm gonna lean on what I think is a good story. Still is contingent on being able to connect to a character. And I can't connect with anyone in this fucking movie.
Yeah. Yep.
But like the experience is fine. Like the movie experience is he Nolaned us, son of a bitch. He did it again. Where you go through and you kind of enjoy the movie experience. But as soon as you start to think about it, you're like, motherfucker. That bastard put me through. Because this movie's long, too. That's the other thing. To kind of circle back to that. This movie is so long. So making us watch a really long movie, not really long, but a longer movie. And then at the end be like, everyone sucks. Everyone is terrible.
Yeah.
I am going to give this one to you because I know that my opinion is probably not like the majority's. Clearly it's not. It got an 8.5.
Yeah. No, I think the conversation that we had is shaded with a lot of bias this time around. I think
I will say I disagree. I'm to my own defense slightly. I watched this movie with the framing of knowing what the final twist is.
Right.
And knowing that, and then watching this movie, understanding those points, it makes the characters worse.
Oh no, I'm not arguing with that.
You watch this whole movie, like the first time you watch this movie, you watch the whole movie with the belief that Alfred is just Alfred.
Mm-hmm.
And when the revelation of him being a twin is truly given, you don't have enough time to go back and relive the movie.
Mm-hmm.
You're just, oh, Robert's dead. Oh, Alfred has his kid now. And, Cutter looks happy.
Mm-hmm.
And
it changes the entire experience of the movie if you know from the beginning.
Right. But it highlights character development in a much different way.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows the flaws in it.
Mm-hmm.
You're aware of the flaws as it's going through. Mm-hmm. So you're not, it's almost like knowing the end makes it so you can't, you're like not allowed to just simply allow things to just happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole idea of you meant it that time. You said I love you and you meant it.
Right.
That has completely different meaning once you know it.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes you feel awful once you know it.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't feel that when the movie is happening the first go around. Mm-hmm. But upon returning to the beginning with that knowledge, suddenly it becomes like, this fucking guy, fucking hate this guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, bias, sort of, but like,
No, I understand what you're. I was saying like there's a lot of bias about Christopher Nolan that we went into, like the things that you talked about with the story. Like yes, there was like we kind of just skipped over like the cinematography and that kind of stuff, which is like you're over it, but it's decent. Like it's good.
Yeah.
It's good cinematography. We've just seen it a lot.
I didn't mean to jump through that loop.
No. I'm just saying, like, as we're going along, we didn't really talk about like a lot of like, here are the highlights of things. When we talked about the production side of it, there was a lot of like, yeah, we've seen this before.
Right. I will say, I actually think this is one of the better edited films.
Of his?
Yes.
Yeah.
For having the odd continuity, it felt seamless. I never felt lost. Even though
they did a good job of placing us in the right spots.
Yeah, because I didn't remember the diary. I didn't remember that being such a focal point. And how the timeline moved through, and then once present time got established, that was one of the best from Christopher Nolan. Just in general, I think that was one of the best up to this point.
Just looking back, the editor has been the same. Is the same guy that did the Batman, Inception, Dunkirk, and Interstellar. So if
did he do earlier stuff? Someone else did Memento, right?
Yeah, it looked like this was I lost the page. It looked like this was the first the Batman Begins was the first
one
Nolan movie that he did.
I think this editing was able to give the groundwork for Inception. I don't think he could have done Inception if this movie didn't get edited the way it did.
Sorry, say that again.
Inception would not have happened had not this film.
Okay, yeah.
I think this is a successful editing.
Mm-hmm.
And if this wasn't successful, I don't think Inception would have happened.
Right.
Or it would have been much different than it was.
Very complex. Yeah.
But he took a very complex timeline and was able to kind of keep it lined up, keep the cuts good. And I know that Christopher Nolan probably had a huge say in that, but Lee Smith had to establish it in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought he did really well with that. Cinematography, has Wally done?
Yeah, well, we've talked about him.
Okay. It really is the same thing. Like his shots are he has very similar shots.
Yeah, they're not. They don't stand out as egregiously as a Michael Bay movie.
Yeah,
but he does.
But Christopher Nolan has his shots.
Style, yeah.
So
all that to say, I think like it's really interesting, and I think your first time through, like you're really locked into the intrigue of like what's happening.
Yeah.
Where's the story going?
Yeah.
When you know things, it changes how you watch the movie. And yes, it changes how you feel about people. But at the same time, I think it's that in itself is an interesting thing. There's not very many movies where watching it again is a different experience.
Right.
And for you, this was a different experience than the first time you watched it.
I'll be honest, I hated it the first time too.
Right. I'm leaning like C-, because I don't think it's quite a D. Like, yeah, I'm going to
challenge that a little bit, and I'm going to challenge it in a way that probably is going to shock you.
You think it's better than that?
I think it's a C+.
Okay.
Because you have to take the original experience as something of weight. It's like a weighted grade. And the original experience, I have my own opinion about what I think makes a good story, and it involves character. It has to be character driven, and there has to be a character that the audience can connect to in some way, shape, or form. And in the experience I had the first time, I couldn't connect to anyone.
Right.
But outside of that, the actual intrigue of the film had me locked in. I was locked in through the whole film. And when I got to the end, the original time, and it was like, oh, he's a twin, I'm sure lots of people's reactions were, oh my gosh, oh my, what?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, fuck you. But that's just me. And I don't want my opinion to outweigh what is generally kind of the...
Yeah, I was kind of like on the line between C- and a C. Because like I enjoyed it, but it's just also like it was so slow. And to me, some of that takes away from it. Because there's some Christopher Nolan movies where they're long, but like you're along for the ride. And this one, it just felt slower.
Right.
And so that's why I was kind of leaning towards the low end.
I think C is probably a good place.
Landing in C, I think, is solid because I don't think it's quite a B, and it's definitely not a D.
For me, it is. If I could grade it, I'd give it a D-.
Your personal grade.
That's my personal. But I am putting that aside because I'm probably wrong. Someone better than me could probably explain me out of this. Like if someone could tell me, if someone who understood what the art was in this and was able to say, hey, I know you have this perspective, but this is the art that's happening. This is this is the tragedy that's happening. Mm-hmm. And I'd be like, look, I've read Greek tragedy. And even at the end of the Greek tragedy, I wasn't like, fuck all these people. Right. But in this film, fuck all these people. Mm-hmm. Someone could explain it to me and I could probably change my mind. But personally, that's where I sit. Like, I do not like watching this film because all of these characters suck. They're all bad people.
Yeah, it's not a movie that you walk away feeling good about.
Yeah. But we watched Heat. We didn't feel good after that film. But there was
true, but it was also like, there's something there.
It's a good film. So I think C. C is fine. I'm okay with C.
Badass. Sorry, I was drinking water. It was bad time, but you know.
Oh man, I still badass. It's like, good God.
Oh, hello. All right.
I love that scene because I think, if I remember correctly, Hank Azaria did an interview where he was talking about that scene, and when Al Pacino said it, and in his head he was like, "What the fuck?" he just didn't know. He didn't know it was coming. So when he did it, he was just like, "Oh my God!" Alrighty, so we give C to the Prestige Siege. That's all right. Actually, looking at the movies to come, I'm actually pretty excited. I think we're going to get a break from me being an asshole. Hey, Tristan.
Yeah, Mike.
Thanks for watching this film with me.
Thanks for having me.
And audience, always remember, review those rewinds, and we'll see you next time.